Almost every submission in jiu-jitsu requires you to be able to break your opponent's posture. And one of the most frustrating things is if you're fighting a really strong, big opponent is them posturing and deadlifting out of almost every attack that you try. So in this video, I'm gonna show, in my opinion, the most effective way for breaking your opponent's posture, no matter how big or strong they are. The further away from your opponent are, the more you're gonna break their posture. So if you imagine like a deadlift, you're strongest when the bar is closest to your legs because you can lift, right? But if the bar is really far away, you're out of position, it's really hard to lift, right? So the same is true when you're fighting an opponent who has a strong posture. So if I already have the collar here, right? And he postures up and I'm really close, he's very strong here. There's no way for me to pull him down because it's like I'm being the bar as the deadlift, he's pulling straight up, right? But when I have the collar, the further away I am, the harder it is to start posturing here. For him to posture, see how he has to start stepping close. So the more I back up, the easier it is to control. I can leg drag, look up. I can start using this if I go to collar sleeve to break his posture more. So the more you're away, the easier it's gonna be to break his posture. This is even true if I'm controlling the sleeves as well. So not just the collar, but if I'm really close with the sleeve grip, when he postures up, he can pull more. It's harder for me to separate his elbow from his hip. He can loop my hand easier. But the further away I am, if you see if I'm out here, then I don't have to pull as hard to separate his elbow from his hip. And most all submissions, triangles, arm bars, they're gonna be omoplatas about separating their elbow from their hips, right? So from here, I don't have to pull that much to create this separation. But you see, if I'm this close, for me to get that same kind of separation, I would need my arm up here, which is a really weak positioning, right? So no matter what I'm doing, constantly setting distance is always gonna make it easier to break your opponent's posture. Okay, so the first thing to understand, let's just assume he's really deadlifted all the way up here. So when he's deadlifted all the way up, I have to follow him up, right? Come back down. So just imagine I was in my guard, I had a collar grip here. As he postures, if I try to hold tight, it's gonna rip my grip off. There's no way for me to stop him from posturing when I'm this close. So instead, when he goes up, you can have a lower grip if he's very tall. It'll make it easier to hold because sometimes he gets too far away when I'm high. So I'm gonna be kind of lower, mid. So as he postures up, posture all the way up, I follow him up. See, now he's fully deadlifted. I'm gonna come up on my hand and I let my upper body follow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my knee shield or my shin here like a bar to block his hip. And this is gonna function basically like a reverse deadlift. I'm putting like a bar in the way of his hip and I'm gonna back away a bunch and it's gonna bend him over the bar. He can't follow, so he has to collapse forward. So he's a really strong, heavy guy. So go ahead and posture all the way up here. I'm like this, right? And I can't pull straight down. There's no way here. So I use my left foot on the floor. I use this knee shield and I'm gonna back away really far as I drive my shin in to pull him down, right? Of course, when I'm here, he's gonna start trying to posture more. But now when I'm down here, see, I'm starting to get that distance. And there's different, I can have the sleeve now, the ankle, I can go to De La Hiva, but now start posturing back up. It's much harder for him to start regaining the posture. And this is the basis for setting up bolos and all sorts of attacks, okay? So I'm gonna do that one more time, right? I'm up here like this, I get the collar, he postures all the way up. I use the knee shield, my left foot is gonna tap the floor and I wanna stay kind of tight on the calf here. Circle this way just a little bit. Okay, I wanna stay kind of tight on the calf here. So if I'm like this, he might step out, right? So I'm like this, I get the collar, he postures all the way up, I hop back and pull him over the shield. As I break him down, I set more distance. And now I can start building and attacking different ways from here.